All right, so home prices. So we all know the farther you get away from the city, the cheaper the home prices get, right? So the national average home price in Canada for 2023 is $754,700. Now, again, this is a national price, so it takes into consideration Toronto, Vancouver, as well as all the smaller places, Calgary, Alberta, and such.
Can you name them all?
I cannot. I failed geography.
He's a math teacher.
Hey, exactly. Yeah. I can do the numbers. So the average price is $754,700 as of May, which is the highest since July of last year. Obviously, this number has increased with all the stuff that happened when the prices went up. So now we have, again, depending on where you are, that 700,000 can look nice or not so nice, right? So the high price cities would be Toronto and Vancouver, obviously. In Toronto, in the GTA, the average home price is $1.164 million, which is an 8.8 increase over or since January of this year. Vancouver topped the list with an average price of $1.188 million. So these are all high price cities, right? So depending on where you go, you have places that are above national average, places below. So above the national average are places like Hamilton, which is around 800,000 and change. Guelph, 843,000. Kitchener, 777,000. So these are, again, all places where are a little bit higher than the average. If you want to save a bit of money, you get below. A few cities you can go to are the Niagara region, which is around 662,000. Ottawa, 645,000. London, 619,000 and such. Now, the most affordable place, if you want to really get a steal, a bargain, you're like, you know what, I can't take these prices anymore. I need to save some money. Where you need to go is to St. John's, New Brunswick. Sounds weird when I say it. There, the average home price is $281,000, which was in May of 2023. Now, this is almost $500,000 cheaper than the national average, and almost $880,000 lower than the GTA. So if you have family in St. John's, or if you just want to, take up your family and actually save some money, this is the place to go. $281,000. I remember when I was maybe around 20 years ago, when we thought that price was like too high, but you can still get that if you're willing to travel a little bit and maybe change your lifestyle a bit and get a new job and all the other stuff. But so yeah, prices, again, I think a lot of people are waiting for them to come down, hoping. Again, personally, I don't really think they'll come down much. Maybe they'll come down a little bit with the rate hikes that we had and that potentially we might have going forward. But long run, the prices are going to go up, right? So you might get lucky and save maybe 100,000 here or there, depending on what happens in the next year or two. But long term, I think we can all agree that the prices are going to go up, barring something catastrophic, which hopefully doesn't happen. So thoughts, ladies and gents?
Well, yeah, I definitely think going to St. John's, New Brunswick is...
Okay, it's St. John. Because St. John's is in Newfoundland. It's St. John.
Oh, it is St. John. That's what it says here.
There's
something...
something...
I'm from the East Coast. That's the only reason why I know it.
And I think it's a different reason why she's bringing that up. It's the S. The S stands for short, and she's just very, very particular on where that S must be. But New Brunswick, that unfortunately, it may be it's actually absolutely gorgeous to live there, and it's a great price. However, jobs.
Yeah.
Jobs is really, really important. It doesn't matter how cheap things are, because if you don't have a job, then you can't buy a house.
That is true, but at the same time, there's still jobs. It won't be the same quality of jobs, but at the same time, because the prices there are much cheaper, you don't have to have like the same income. And I'm going to talk about the income later in the show with what you need to live in certain places, just to kind of jump in there a little bit. But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and that's a good point. I mean, if the jobs per capita is pretty important, density is certainly not there in St. John without an S.
And honestly, too, with jobs, like, again, I haven't really looked at this, but like my sister, she's working from home right now, and there's sites where you can just look for jobs where you just work from home. So if you're willing to kind of go out there and look for these things, there's definitely where you live. It does matter depending on what industry you're in, but there are definitely jobs where you can find where you can work from home or work remote and still make a decent living. But again, they're not. I wouldn't say they're like as prevalent as as other jobs depending on where you live, but they are there as well.
So, I think there's a lot of considerations. For example, they don't have population density. So do they have the infrastructure to invest in the internet being at the speed of light? Like, for example, here we have what is the best internet in the world right now currently.
Oh,
and in the world, fiber optics. And we're having issues with it today. And our producer was running speed checks this morning and saying, holy smokes, it's dropped in half. It's dropped in half again. And that's here where we have a great infrastructure. Now, if you're out in St. John and your infrastructure isn't as great and you may be using a traditional dial-up, I'm just saying, I understand, but how do you then perform at work? How do you, if we're having those kind of problems here, they must be having their sort of problems. So you can't really relate a job that you could perform to an optimal level here with issues to performing that same job there where they don't have the infrastructure. Just a thought. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. And please let us know your thoughts in the comments, as well as any questions you may have. We're live most Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to tune in. Thank you again for watching, and remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you can stay up to date on all our future uploads.